this video, we will explore the most unhealthy and dangerous foods that people consume every day. We're talking about this amount of sugar per serving, and this isn't even the worst part. Today, we will discuss the worst foods for kidney health. Healthy foods provide your body with vitamins and minerals, protect you from diseases, and keep your kidneys healthy, but these are not those foods. These foods are loaded with sugar, unhealthy fats, and cholesterol, harming your health and kidneys without you even realizing it. Let's face the truth, many people have kidney problems without knowing it. According to statistics, 96% of people with kidney disease have reached a severe stage without knowing they have a problem. Chronic kidney disease affects 1 in 7 people in North America, but only 4% of those with early-stage kidney disease know they have a serious condition. The important thing here is that even if you are healthy and want to stay that way, focusing on a healthy diet is the only thing that can prevent kidney damage. Kidney disease is a silent killer, and if you eat the foods I will show you today, harming your kidneys is much easier than you think. Eating healthy is even more important for those with kidney disease, as their kidneys will endure much fewer toxins and unhealthy components. So what happens when you go shopping without checking the labels of the foods you're buying? Let me know if you want me to help you make it sound even more natural. Number 5. Pizza. While pizza can be healthy if you make it the right way, most of the pizza you buy is considered junk food due to its high content of calories, refined carbohydrates, including sugar, fat, and sodium. What not everyone knows is just how unhealthy pizza can actually be. Eating pizza regularly can be as bad as smoking. Let's take a look at what happens to your body when you eat a slice of pizza. This slice weighs about 6 ounces or 170 grams. It contains around 55 grams of white flour. The flour used for pizza is the least healthy type, refined flour. This type of flour is almost devoid of fiber, making it less filling than whole wheat flour. If you eat it regularly, it can lead to conditions such as high cholesterol, fatty liver, high blood pressure, and even increase your risk of obesity, according to nutrition experts. Now, there is also sugar in this slice of pizza. Sugar can be the most unhealthy food for people who care about their kidney health. Sugar is often added to the dough to help it rise and even in the sauce. In one slice of pizza, you will find anywhere from 4 to 8 grams of sugar, depending on the toppings. The worst offenders are pizzas with ham, Canadian bacon, or pineapple. There can even be double this amount of sugar in one slice. If you want to avoid health and kidney problems, keeping track of your sugar intake is a top priority. And it doesn't stop there because there is also an unhealthy amount of saturated fat in this slice of pizza. We are talking about 30 to 50 grams of fat per slice, equivalent to this much butter. Last but not least, there is sodium. Sodium ranges from 2 to 5 grams per slice, which can be equivalent to about a tablespoon of sodium. How many people do you know who limit themselves to just one slice of pizza? The amounts of sugar, salt, and fat here are unhealthy, but they won't kill you if eaten occasionally, and if you don't eat more than that. But one slice is never enough, and most people will eat more than this amount of pizza. Pizza can be really bad if you want to keep your kidneys healthy. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it. Thank you. The final insult caused by high-fat foods like pizza is the slow and prolonged increase in blood sugar that occurs many hours after eating. Diet foods. This condition is associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular disease and diabetes, and it is genuinely dangerous for our kidneys. Number 4. Diet yogurt. Diet soda. Non-fat dairy products. Now that you've had pizza, You might think it would be a good idea to focus on a healthier diet by picking up some foods marketed as healthy, fat-free, or diet. That would be a mistake. Years of aggressive marketing campaigns by food brands have given consumers a misleading perception of what is genuinely healthy or suitable for a diet. Often, we end up eating the least healthy things while thinking we are eating healthily. If we check the labels, we might see that there is indeed no fat in it. Okay, it's 0.1 g of fat, as advertised on the packaging. The problem is that fat-free food is not necessarily good for kidney health or overall health. The issue is right on the label: sugar. They removed the fat and added sugar. And this isn't even the worst part. Anything labeled as free from this or that is not necessarily a healthy food. They removed the fat, but then they added sugar or additives to make it taste good. So, don't be fooled by the health halo on sugar-free, gluten-free, or fat-free food options when shopping. If it says sugar-free or fat-free, always check the ingredient list to see what has been added instead. If there's no sugar, there might be more fat added to the product, or vice versa. Or they might have added something even worse to replace the sugar. Take a look at this diet soda. There's no sugar in it, but what did they put in instead? Aspartame and acesulfame potassium. What's wrong with aspartame and acesulfame potassium? There are numerous studies proving that these sugar substitutes are dangerous, especially aspartame. There are studies showing a correlation between aspartame and headaches, cardiovascular disease, and weight gain. So basically, even if the can says diet, it still makes you gain weight. Aspartame has even been shown to have kidney toxicity, meaning it directly harms the kidneys. The point here is that you should always read labels and learn about what you are eating if you care about your health. Be cautious of ingredients you cannot pronounce or know shouldn't be there. For example, peanut butter should only contain peanuts and maybe salt. There is no need for anything else in it, like added sugar, hydrogenated oils, or any other unfamiliar ingredients. So, educate yourself and read labels so you don't get trapped by marketing tricks. Number 3, cereal. Breakfast may be the most important meal of the day, but it can also become the unhealthiest if it mainly consists of sugary cereals. Yes, this is a much less healthy food than most people might think. Have you ever wondered how they turn wheat and corn kernels into these specially shaped cereal pieces? It's a process that involves a high-temperature molten mixture of all the ingredients. Then, they shoot the cereal pieces out of a small hole at high temperature and pressure. The problem is that this process destroys all the essential vitamins and nutrients present in wheat and corn. All the heat and pressure involved in extrusion can even damage the grain's protein structure, creating toxic compounds that may harm your organs. If that's not enough, most brands add so much sugar to cereals that sugar is listed as the second ingredient on the label. Now, as you can see, this brand has 26 grams of sugar per serving. But look at the serving size. Who stops at this small serving of cereal? This is really too little for any breakfast, even for a child, who these cereals seem to be marketed to. Now, your favorite brand may have a slightly different serving size or sugar amount, but the result is clear. All this sugar is a real threat to your kidneys. A high-sugar breakfast triggers a chain of truly unhealthy events. There will be a spike in blood sugar and insulin levels. This is bad enough. High blood sugar is known to cause direct damage to the kidneys. Then, a few hours pass, and your blood sugar drops, leaving you craving another high-carb snack or meal. Repeat this cycle enough times, and you are at serious risk for type 2 diabetes. I'm not saying eating cereal for breakfast will give you type 2 diabetes, but there is a proven correlation between high sugar meals and diabetes. The interesting thing about breakfast cereals is that they are actually marketed as healthy. How a processed food with sugar as the first or second ingredient can be considered healthy is beyond my understanding. This is why the American Heart Association recommends consuming no more than 25 grams of sugar per day. If you just eat this small serving of cereal, you're already at 26 grams. And no, the tiny bit of whole grain in some brands will not make all this sugar any healthier. Number 2, processed meats. Deli meats, sausages, processed meats, hot dogs. These may look delicious on the grill, but they are not as healthy as people think. These are what experts call bad proteins and could be one of the worst things you can do for your kidney health. Why are processed meats unhealthy? A bit of information about how these meats are made can clarify this. A hot dog is made from leftovers. It is simply leftover bits that have been processed. When meat processing plants take all the good cuts from animals, like ribs, steaks, etc., what remains is still edible but not exactly attractive or appealing. We are talking about scraps and leftovers such as animal heads, feet, skin, blood. Everything that is still technically edible is not wasted. They process these and put them into these products. All these scraps are full of bacteria, so they pre-cook them, then add binders and chemicals and mix everything to produce one of these products. But is it really unhealthy? Things are even worse than they seem when it comes to processed meats. They are one of the largest sources of saturated fats and have been linked to cancer and diabetes. According to the American Cancer Society, processed meats are associated with prostate cancer and colon cancer. According to a 2013 report from BMC Medicine, people who eat more than 160 grams of processed meat per day, and 160 grams is just about 2 out of 3 hot dogs, have a 44% higher risk of dying within 12 years. It is now clear why limiting the intake of these foods is strongly recommended if you want to keep your kidneys healthy. Let's look at number 1, energy drinks. Today, it is nearly impossible to walk into a convenience store in the US, or anywhere else in the Western world, without finding a variety of refrigerators full of energy drinks. Brands spend millions of dollars on these colorful, sweet beverages, promising us a boost in mental or physical performance. What they don't tell us is that the combination of taurine, caffeine, and sugar that these drinks are made of may not be as healthy as advertised. Are there any potential health impacts related to energy drinks? Some recent studies reveal the truly unhealthy effects of these drinks on human vascular function. 44 healthy test subjects drank one large 24-ounce energy drink only to discover that an hour and a half later, their blood vessels had shrunk to nearly half their original size. Luckily for them, they were all healthy and young, because restricted blood vessels can make it difficult for blood to reach critical organs like the brain, heart, and kidneys. The kidneys can be especially affected because they rely on a steady blood flow to function properly. Thank you for watching.